Get it. Happy and blessed Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Team Relentless training call. We do these Zooms each and every week. So definitely mark your calendars. Be sure you're plugging in. And this is an opportunity where we get to learn and grow from the best of the best. It is only in this type of industry and with this type of platform that those who are winning just extend their hand back to make sure a lot of other individuals are winning right along with them. So if we haven't already met, my name is Mayra Ferreira. I am your host, but I'm also an executive sales director with this opportunity. And truthfully, just like all of us, I was invited at one point to get started with this program. And there really isn't any guarantee, right? The only guarantee in life is that it ends at some point. But what I can tell you is that having made the decision to partner with this and be a product and a result of it has blessed me in ways that I could have never imagined prior to this experience. But in the spirit of celebration and something that we like to do as a team, I'm going to go into our top 10 list for client enrollments, celebrating them because they say as you celebrate the success of others, that in turn is the way others will celebrate your success. Starting off in the #1 spot, as our Senior Vice President Xavier mentioned, we have Vice President Bruno Floridor with the top 10 client enrollments for this volume month so far. Next, Regional Vice President Reisa Ortero. Please celebrate them, light it up in the chat, make sure that they are acknowledged, just as you would wish for it to be the same done for you. And as well, Sandra Valles, another Vice President, Boss Lady, and Vice President Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Vice President Anthony Kelly, Tanya Martinez, Crystal Marrero, Nakia Johnson, VP Rob Santiago, and Alicia Winship, who, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't a joke. I think she might actually really be expecting. So huge congratulations to you, Boss Lady. I know you'll be glowing with blessings and you know you have nothing but love from the entire team. Moving along to our second top 10 list, let's highlight the top agent enrollments. So these are the agents that have expanded our family. Maybe they invited you. And you're going to want to give them an extra thank you for that, right? But topping the charts, we have Vice President Mr. Bruno Floridor, Vice President Sandra Valles, we have Sandra Mantry, ESD Chris Berner, huge shout out to her for also contributing to the event, and Joseph Brown, Doris Melendez, Anthony Winters, Gregory Greg Anastasas, our Executive Vice President, Mr. David Marquez, and our Regional Vice President, Reisa Ortero. So again, celebrate them in the chat. I know that all lines are muted right now, but we definitely want to go ahead and congratulate them. That just means that they've been a blessing, not only for their immediate family and the legacy they're creating in that sense, but also in the lives of others, likely people that they might have not even met yet. But here we are in service to an entire country, an entire nation, and all those that are willing by decision. Now, for this weekend, right? Go ahead and drop a 1 if you were at the Worcester, Massachusetts event this weekend. Let's give a huge congratulations and shout out to Natalie Rodriguez, Vice President, who really had in the forefront for making that event happen and making it possible. Of course, with the relentless contributions and leadership and example of Regional Vice President Reisa Ortero, and as well, the other half of the R&R Club, Mr. Rob Santiago, definitely as well our Senior Vice President Xavier, because truthfully, if not for their decision and thoughts, then those efforts really going above and beyond conducting business, they made so much possible. And I know our SVP Xavier is going to get into a little more of those details, but with having been there, I do want to say I feel it was a huge honor. I feel privileged that I was able and given the chance to be a small part of the panelists when the ladies stepped up. It will be unforgettable for me. So if you don't know, I've actually been in network marketing for years, definitely prior to this opportunity, probably years when some of y'all weren't even of age enough to get into a business, right? So I'm not going to blow up my own spot, but I'll tell you, it's just been more than just a little bit. But as far as what that event was like, I mean, there's really nothing like appreciating that after reopening somewhat, after COVID, you know, it just, I think it went above and beyond what a lot of people were even expecting, including the relationships, including the people that we were able to meet in person, right? So there's this young man who attended this event, and in follow-up conversations with the leadership team. He just caught Natalie's attention and a few other leaders' attention. And we figured that who better than someone who is brand new to being introduced to this to speak on what some of his takeaway was from having attended the event this weekend, right? And from having experienced that kind of brand new. I want to go ahead and open up the floor for this young man. I see him on the screen right now, and understand he was invited. He attended the whole entire event. I can already see him shining and smiling. And I just, I think energy is amazing, and it definitely speaks louder than what other people can say. So please give some of your attention to none other than this young man, Nathaniel Salazar, who's 17 years old. He's from Pennsylvania, but he has already decided that at the moment of turning 18, which is just in a few more weeks, so this coming month, he's ready to get started. He's ready to kill this business, and definitely having the experience of this past weekend to go off of. Let me go ahead and welcome him to unmute his line, because we would absolutely love to hear from him. Nathaniel, can you hear me? And is your line unmuted?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Myra, I can hear you.
Excellent. Please share with us a little bit about what this experience meant for you and just some of those highlights. So what did you take away from being there with us?
Thank you. First, I wanted to say, so I, of course, attended this past convention tour event this past weekend, and my experience was truly life-changing. I attended with my mother, Jessica Salcedo, and my titi, Marilyn Vega, and I was lucky enough to grab a few pictures with some of the leaders, and every single leader that I spoke to gave me such an inspirational talk. They gave me such inspirational words. They really talked some sense into me, and and every single leader that I spoke to was just so nice and so genuine. And I remember, Myra, don't tell nobody, I had let you cut in front of me in the food line. Yeah, that was me. Also, I felt so blessed that my mother, decided to take me to this event this past weekend. And so it was truly like, it opened my eyes to so many different opportunities. And I attend this vocational school. So I'm a senior in high school, and I attend this vocational school half of my day. And I've attended that school I go there for business and marketing management, and I've actually obtained my social media marketing certification, social media marketing and management, let me add. Besides that, the past 3 years, what I've learned this past weekend won't equal up to what I've learned in that business school the past 3 years, truthfully. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to all the leaders. A big shout out to Natalie for pulling this together. Like, wow, you did an amazing job. And she had also invited a lot of us to her restaurant after her beautiful restaurant. Is such delicious food. Oh my God, her mom was amazing as well. And like I said, it was breathtaking. Every leader I spoke to, like I said, was just so inspirational, so motivating. It was truly an amazing experience, and I just wanted to thank everybody for pulling this together. And I want to give big shout out to Wilfredo, Natalie, Rob, Myra, Raisa, Jeremy, David Marquez, all the just amazing people who spoke. Kendall Westbrook, I don't know if he's on here today, but all the amazing, and Dr. Arnold, I call him Doc, all right? I heard Chet has some nicknames. I want to make some nicknames too, because I heard to copy the right cat from Xavier Marrero. So I'm copying the right cat. So I'm gonna make some nicknames for all of you. I'll let you know when I have them. Thinking of calling Wilfredo Alfredo. Why not? But anyways, like I said, thank you everyone for this amazing experience, and thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for that genuine share. And when you said that, it's like I was in a conversation at that time with Jeremy, right? And it was a pretty, we were kind of involved. I don't know if you were able to hear any of it. I don't know if you were into any of that conversation, but it was capturing my attention, right? It really did. It captured my attention a great deal. And what I can tell you is that you said to me, I insist, go ahead. You go ahead. And I was like, no, that's okay. I can wait. And you said, no, go right ahead. And you were just so gentleman-like.
Yeah,
That
I mentioned a lady should never carry their plate back to the trash.
that as well. So folks, look, he literally refused to allow me to take my plate to the trash when I was done eating. He literally said a lady should never have to take her trash. So, I know that was just so sweet. I was like, oh,
Shout out to my mom for teaching me that. Let me just say.
yes.
I was raised in an
Shout out
all-female household, so it was very big on woman respect,
Huge shout out to mommy and Titi for introducing this young boss to this information, because at that age and with him having the mindset, even just the way he's expressing himself. When is your birthday, if you don't mind me? I think that's going to be a really
No, yeah, of course. Unfortunately, it's not in a few weeks. My birthday's on Christmas Day.
That's okay. So it'll be an extra blessing, right? We're
Yes,
definitely going to want to make sure we can wish you a happy birthday as well. But thank you so much for that. Thank you for just allowing yourself the experience to learn, because a lot of times we put up those barriers, and to have that mindset and being open to learning at such a young age, the sky's the limit for you, sir. And I look forward to being able to hear you and see you and learn so much more. You'll probably be the one to take me out of my position, and that'll be absolutely fine, right?
No, thank you. I'm excited to work with all the leaders up there soon, so.
Excellent. So moving into a lot of these exciting things, right? I'm gonna open it up for this very first contribution by our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Moreau. He is on the go nonstop. He has hit the ground running for the last few weeks. He's just been go. We've seen it in his enrollments and all, but even for this evening, I believe that he cut off a last meeting that he had in order to just plug in, but I know that there are some highlights that he wants to share with us tonight. So listen, if you haven't already met him, if you're brand new, if you just started this morning and you have not yet gotten the clue on who Mr. Xavier Moreau is, he's our Senior Vice President. And that means that when he got started, the same way all of us do, as a brand new agent, since then to now, he's been able to build a business generating $1 million of minimum in business volume every 30 days. On top of that, he's been a nationwide trainer for our company. He blessed the stage as well, giving us some training while being at the Worcester, Massachusetts event. And he was also one of the three individuals that were there a few years ago when only 2 people showed up. And now we were just at a weekend event that well exceeded 350 or 360 individuals because of their decision, because of their dedication, and because this man is someone that always does what he says he's going to do. So let me get myself out of the way. Please give some of your undivided attention to, again, our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. I know he's excited and has some announcements to share with us. So Xavier, go ahead and take it away if you can hear me.
Relentless, man. What's going on, man? Super excited. Put a number 1 or some flames if you are excited right now, because what happened this weekend, man, I'm telling you, we just made history. So I want to go ahead and just thank all the leaders, every single person that played a role, every trainer, every person that was on the panel. Like, I'm telling you guys, look, I'm super excited. The reason why is because when you have corporate, when you have the VP of sales and VP and development of sales from corporate constantly calling you every single day right after this event, just telling you how amazing of a team that we have, leadership, and how we just set the bar so high and the standards are new. Man, I'm super excited, man. Put a number 1 for Natalie, because if it wasn't for her to just go out there and have this willingness to make this happen, this weekend would have never happened. And I also want to give recognition to Razor, because Razor was the pioneer in the whole state of Massachusetts. And I have to tell you this, just like Myra just mentioned, guys, look, I remember just a couple years ago, right? Not 5, not 10. Man, I remember flying up there with my brother from another mother, Rob, and we said, you know what? Let's go out there. Let's take this market and let's grow it. Let's go out there and let's support Razor. But what we didn't know is that just 3, not even 4 years later, we will have the largest. Listen to what I'm about to say. We had the largest post-convention ever in this company. So because of that, the company's looking at us, the corporate is looking at us like, what are you guys doing? Why is this team so special? Why is this team so different? And man, what it is the culture that we have, right? The hard work, the dedication, the commitment. So I want to give it up to Meyer, because if it wasn't for Meyer, we would not be having this every Tuesday running so smooth. And the commitment level, not only on the English market, but also on the Spanish market. And then, man, I remember meeting the young gentleman that just spoke, and I remember just shaking his hand. And normally, you already know, right? It's just, hey, let's take a picture. Who's going to be next? And I apologize, my phone might die, right? And when I spoke to this young man, I actually took some extra time out of my life to just speak to him, because I seen the mindset. I seen where he wants to go. And I told him, my brother, when I found out he was only 17 years old, I said, you don't even know what type of life you have in front of you. So again, thank you so much for just believing. Thank you so much for having a whole different mindset that a lot of individuals, not even in their 20s, 30s, or even 40s have. So you have a head start. But you know what that tells me? Guys, if this young gentleman can see the vision, if this young gentleman can see what he can do with this opportunity, then how can you not see it, right? So guys, man, super, super excited. And I'm gonna tell you why, because we just had a corporate call that had nothing to do with this event. And we had a corporate call where Paramount was on this call, and so was David Marquez, our executive vice president. Shout out to him as well. And the first thing that they started with, say, man, this event in Massachusetts is going to go ahead and synchronize with our mission in 2022. You guys are already ahead of the game. You guys are already just like seeing what's right around the corner, because it's about unity. It's about giving back. It's about paying it forward. And guys, that's exactly what we display. We display the culture that at the end of the day, it's not about the person that's in the top. It's not about the person that's in stage. It's not the person that wants the recognition. It was more about how many people are we really helping. It was about just saluting the ones that came before us and paved the way. Guys, if you guys don't know Ashton Henry, one of our top producers, constantly just killing the charts, right? Always leading by example. But if you personally know him, he doesn't really smile too much. If you personally know him, he gets on stage and he's just going home. Guys, this man was smiling ear to ear. This guy was out in the hallway shaking hands, right? Just laughing with everyone. And then Natalie went ahead and put this dinner together that was just amazing, right? Somebody said that he was even dancing, right? And he even showed up. And guys, you know what that reminded me is that at the end of the day, as a team Relentless, we sit here and we pay homage to the people that actually came before us, the people that paved the way, that we don't forget ever what they have done for us. Because if it wasn't for those individuals, none of us, including myself, would not be here. But for corporate to come and say, you guys have set the standards, you guys have packed it out. And Natty could tell you, they first questioned us. They said, man, a convention center, you guys are actually going to do a post-convention there? Man, we're afraid that you guys ain't going to be able to pack this out. Chat even told us that. But then we turned around and do what Relentless do, and we was relentless. We made it happen. And at the end of the day, so many people just walked out of there with so much energy, so much momentum that you see what's about to happen. And for us to just be ahead of the game where it's being recognized and we're being told, man, we got to make this happen again sooner than later. And they want us to run the show. Guys, I tell people all the time, it's about hard work, about dedication and commitment. It's not about calling corporate and say, hey, we need to be on stage. Hey, I need to be a trainer. We put in the work, and before you know it, they're calling us and saying, we want you guys on stage. We want you guys to be a trainer. So guys, just continue to be relentless, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you, I love being on stage, right? But what I love more, how many of our leaders was on stage? What I love more, how many testimonies were shared on stage? What I love more is having people go up there, get out their comfort zone, and just become better. Not only as a business partner in the business, but as fathers, as mothers, as brothers, as sisters, just in every single area in life. And that's what Relentless is all about. Guys, look, we all know the money's going to come. We're making a lot of things happen. But to me, the most important thing, and Rob can tell you, I always told Rob, I just want to be the person all the way in the back eating the popcorn and watching the show happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's exactly what happened this weekend. And it's because every single leader played a role. Every single leader went out their way and made this happen. Every single leader made sure that they delivered the best of the best, and the crowd felt it. Guys, if you was part of that crowd, type a number 1, right? Because if you wasn't, I'm telling you, you missed out on the best thing that might have happened in 2021 period within this company. And this is why we tell people you can never afford to miss a training, because that training might be the training that you needed to get to the next level. That training might be the training that your team needed to get to the next level. So I'm very proud of every single one of these individuals that stood fully committed to see a room that we only had 2 people in, for a room that we packed out in the hundreds. It's a dream come true. Now ask yourself, what marketplace are you in, and what are you going to do? Are you going to be the next Natalie that's going to step up and it's going to say, you know what, we can make this happen. Let me reach out to the top leaders. Let's go ahead and put something together, and then we're going to tell corporate what we're going to do. Because right now, guys, that's what they're expecting. Guys, you don't even know what's about to happen here in Tampa. So if you're not local, go ahead and start saving that money. Go ahead and start booking that calendar sometime in January, February. We're going to let y'all know, because we're going to go ahead and 10X it again, right? And that's what we do, because we're relentless. I don't want to take up too much of your time. My phone is about to go dead. I want to thank every single person that played a role. I want to thank every single person that made a sacrifice to make it out there, especially the ones that might have left those bank accounts in zero, and even worse, in the negative. Because I remember when I first started this, and Rock can testify to this, so can Reza, and so can Anthony Kelly, and so can Myra. Guys, I was selling everything I owned just to make it to these trainings. And we were sitting all the way in the back of the room. And because of that sacrifice, and we sat there and we still committed, we were in the front of the room hosting the whole show. And see, I got to watch my language, because sometimes I get this passion and I got to be, so I got to watch my language. But guys, just to see us up there on stage, just running the show, the recognition, we're all the way in Massachusetts, and Tampa was being recognized over and over and over again. It's a dream come true. So imagine what we're going to do in every single state that we're going to own, because at the end of the day, our goal is to have the most real estate. The person that makes the most money is the person that has the most real estate. And what does that mean? The person that has the most amount of people from their team in that training. And because of that, I want to go ahead and give it back to Myra here real soon, because she's going to bring in some other individuals that at one point just had a vision. It all started with a vision, and it turned to reality. And then we had another young individual that they say, hey, we need this man back, because the training he did was just fire. And whoever missed it, we're going to give them a treat, and we're going to let them listen to this again, right? So again, thank you so much, every single one of you guys, for just making this happen. Thank you so much for the culture that we continue to actually just go and expand throughout the company, because at the end of the day, we're going to continue to lead by example. At the end of the day, we're going to show them that it's not about us. It's about everyone else. All right. So guys, thank you so much. I highly appreciate it. To the young man, continue to stay focused. I can't wait till Christmas come around. Not because I'm going to have presents under the tree, not because you're going to go ahead and just, it's your birthday, but it's going to give you the opportunity that's going to change your entire life. And because of that, my brother, I'm going to go ahead and send you a gift as soon as you get enrolled. I won't tell you what it is, but I guarantee you're going to be very happy when you receive this gift. So thank you so much, Myra. Thank you so much to all the top leaders. Thank you so much to the person that played every single role. We have people from different states coming in and just greeting people, signing people in, checking them in at the door. And it all starts from the small steps. It all starts from having that small role that before you know it, you become that individual that everybody wants to become. So thank you so much, Myra. I want to go ahead and give it back to you. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you. Let's get it.
Well, thank you so much for that, Xavier. We appreciate it. As we can see, definitely on the goal, leading by example. And it is true, I've seen you carry out and bring to life the vision that you always spoke about. It's an honor, it's a gift to be able to see it and be a witness. And as you said, just to know what it has taken behind the scenes for it to be a reality. And you know, the truth is, these next two individuals that I really want to highlight and speak on, as you were saying with vision, right? I don't know if this young lady remembers, but I'll never forget the very first time I met her in person. She had actually flown down, or she was, I don't know if Xavier flew her down because of all that she had been doing already. But I just remember her speaking about being a little bit nervous when it came to the front of the room, being a little bit maybe a lot more to herself, I would guess, to say, right? But still just emotional about what she was doing. And I want to share that with you because this platform has given us all so much of an opportunity to witness when people break free and shatter any chains that hold them down, break down any barriers that might limit them. And for me to hear and see what she did on stage, even every step that she took was with power. It was with purpose. And just as Xavier mentioned, she's one of the ones that knew what it was like to be faced with only 2 people attending for a big time meeting that they had scheduled. And could you imagine what would happen if that would have discouraged her enough to give up, right? So of course, if you didn't already guess it, I'm speaking about our regional vice president, boss lady Reza Ortero, who tops the charts week after week. She is always highly celebrated by all of her team and all those under her mentorship because she's killed the game, hands down. Someone I respect, someone I appreciate, and I can definitely admire for her perseverance, having struggled through a lot of things and overcoming it all. And as well, accompanied by our vice president, Natalie Rodriguez, who she will come to you with some fun facts, but she's also gonna get the job done. I mean, if you're gonna get the nickname 24/7 from Chet Cha-Ching Sealy, you're doing a lot of things right. And of course, to be a witness and see that their vision brought Saturday into our reality has been amazing. So please, if our vice president, Natalie Rodriguez, and regional vice president, Reza Ortero, if either one of you wanna go ahead and just take the mic for a little bit and speak to us on what that must have felt like, and then to know that you absolutely killed it on behalf of the team, I say thank you. But can you boss ladies hear me? Are y'all connected?
Yeah, I'm here.
I see you.
24/7. That's a perfect name, man. What's up, Relentless? You know, I even looked at Natalie this week and like, girl, I don't even know how you do it. Like, guys, give her some flames in the chat. I'm super honored. I'm blessed to have Natalie Rodriguez in my organization. I tell her I love her every day. She's probably sick of me by now, but it's so true. Like, just everything that she puts in, she gives it 100%. And I'm like, where do you sleep? And, you know, it really motivated me, but she also had a big vision when she got started, and she'll talk about that here in a second. But one of the things that made me the most emotional at the event was just seeing that picture of just me, Rob, and Xavier at my first event. Now, if anyone knows what that feels like to actually schedule a PBR and have no one show up, type a 1 in the chat. If you've experienced, you know, you set up a Zoom call, you got 10 confirmations, everybody's like, yeah, I'll be there. Or you're at an event, you have your presentation up, you have all your PBR sheets, you're ready to go, sign in sheet, no one signs in. The reality is that that can really make you or break you. The reality is that after that, you can probably feel like this is not for me. And I say that because it's happened to people that actually joined my business. And even though I tell them, hey, it happened to me, don't worry, keep pushing, sometimes those people never come back from that. But I had a vision very early. I've always been the type of person to just kind of go. Even if something knocked me down, I got back up. But at that time, I really wasn't that person. And so I really want you guys to understand too, that not only could that have discouraged you, but depending on all the personal things that you were going through already and the situations that you're trying to get out of, like, I wasn't in a place to have that strong of a mindset. But I was really back against the wall. You know, at that time, I was really like, this has to work. If not this, what? You know, I've been doing the same thing for the past years and it's still not working, still broke, still feeling unsatisfied, unfulfilled, feeling like I'm not helping anybody. My son is looking at me like I'm failing. So it really was back against the wall. There was absolutely no way to not do it. And what really kept my vision very highly spirited was my mentors, just seeing the success that Xavier had. You know, when I first came in, and me, Rob coming in and me coming in actually got him to his next title and with all of the production. So it really showed me that if he was able to hit these titles that I was seeing, and I saw the income that was attached to those titles, and I saw how many people he was able to help, I knew that I could do it too. And I think that's what all of you guys really have to look at right here, because we're all the same. We have the same opportunity. We have the same websites. Like, my websites are not better than yours. You know, Natalie doesn't have higher improved websites. It's just really all about the mindset and really looking at this thing and saying, if they can do it, I can do it too. I've just seen so many phenomenal stories on stage from different backgrounds, from just different walks of life, that have been able to make it to that stage one way or the other. But what I will tell you is that early on, staying connected to the business is what really built my vision. You know, staying connected. I remember when I got started, it used to only be a phone call on a Sunday. It was a conference call. We didn't even have Zoom. We had no visuals, right? Now I had to create my own visuals in my mind because it was just a phone call, but I can just hear the passion. I can hear, you know, I can see people having success. I can see the movement on social media. And I said to myself, that's what I want. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for my family. But I also want to help other people be able to understand this industry that a lot of people don't understand. And so I just remember really just pressing forward. I had this big vision. I always tell my team too, that at the beginning, I was really running on half the vision, because when I first went to my first event, I was already 10 months in the business, 11 months in, when I first went to my first event. That's how you know we only had calls. So there wasn't as many events as there is now available to you guys, which is a blessing. Sometimes we're like, there's too many once a month, but like back then, it took me 11 months to go to my first event. And that's really when I caught the vision. That's really when I saw the people that this company was changing, these stories, the testimonies. And I want to say that's really when my vision caught on fire. And I went to my first event with 10 of my, you know, first agents, and we just came back on fire ever since. We said, we got to take over this market. We got to secure the backyard. Yes, we want to expand nationwide, but we really want to secure the backyard. And it's really where we've put most of the groundwork, most of the, you know, train tracks were laid. And as I look at it now, it was really emotional to see a room filled with so many people, regardless if they were in Massachusetts or not. But because we started this vision 4 years ago, you know, and I also give it to my mentor, Xavier, because if he wouldn't have came to my market, who knows if I would even still be here. And so that should be an area of opportunity for everyone here. If you have someone that you feel have potential, really do your best, be there for them, try to launch their market. Because if Xavier didn't come to Massachusetts that day, and mind you, I didn't pay for his flights, I didn't pay for his hotel, that was all an expense that he took, and there was nobody in the room. So again, just got to give it back to him for definitely, you know, seeing the vision and just really doing the work. Really what it was is just doing the work, seeing someone that had potential, going out there and instilling that vision. And then Rob was always like, since he met me, he's like, yo, you're going to be the next vice president. Like, I really felt like he instilled that, and just things along the way of like, how can we create a culture in our city where it, you know, where I'm from, it's crazy. Like, I just grew up around you know, so many different things, drugs, death. It just really, like, that's what you live in. And now being able to give that city and that state a breath of fresh air, that there is something else, that there is something that they can actually have success in, I feel like it's priceless. And I just want to thank, obviously, my team, Natalie, everybody, you know, all of my leaders. Without them, this is not possible. This is not about me. But it just really was eye-opening to see that. But it all started with a vision. It all started with, let's just start here, and eventually it'll grow over time. And I remember being at PBRs and not having anyone. And then I remember having 2 people, and then the next week I had none. And then the next week I had 10, and then it grew 50, 75, but it really took a lot of consistency and a lot of emotion control when things weren't going our way, to see how it is now. So, you know, my suggestions to anyone out there that's feeling discouraged, that is in a city, you don't have a mentor near, you don't have a local event, that's an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity. I saw it as a way to, hey, this is how I can become the pioneer here. I can be the first. And everyone that said no to me at the beginning ended up enrolling under somebody in my organization and still ended up being under me, which is the crazy part. But that's what happens when you're consistent. I always tell everybody on my team, consistency is better than perfection. I wasn't perfect. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to get it done. I wasn't the best presenter, but I was consistent. And that's something that has continued to be. And thank God we were able to accomplish this. So vision wise is really just putting your goals down and executing at the end of the day. And what's behind the execution? What is going to drive you to actually execute? And it's really the emotion. It's really the emotional connection. What ties you to being able to execute? So I'll give it to Natalie. Natalie, thank you so much for everything you did this weekend. I appreciate you. I even stayed at your house. I got to enjoy Coco. But again, you are 24/7, girl. You're not human. I don't know where you fit in some sleep, but I do appreciate everything that you do, and just gonna hand it back to you when it comes to vision, as you had one when you got started as well.
Thank you guys. What's going on, Relentless? I just realized the time, so I'm gonna actually make this short. I'm like, I don't even know how we had 45 minutes on the board already, but here we are. Raisa, I'm giving it back to you. Thank you so much for your mentorship. And if it wasn't for your mentorship, I wouldn't be in my position that I am. I always tell Raisa, like, you helped save my life. And so she always like, stop it. But I'm like, whatever. Yeah, she got to stay at the house and meet Coco, and her, and I think Rob enjoyed Coco the most. I think Brandon came by, and with Coco, Jordan and Inez was snuggling with her as well. So everybody got to meet Coco that came to the house. Unfortunately, she couldn't come to the stuff. She's recovering from surgery still. But anyways, guys, vision was a thing that sometimes I heard her kind of say like her back was against the wall. And I just want to like let you guys know, like, when your back is against the wall is when sometimes you figure out who you really are. You figure out what it is that you really need to do. It separates the men from, the boys from the men, the girls from the women. You're either going to pull your pants right up and strap up your boots, or you're just going to crumble. And so that's what happened. And that's how I got into this business. And so many people will come in and say, oh, this is not for me and whatever. Like, guys, I started off with a 449 credit score as a restaurant owner, clearly not knowing not one thing about this or what I was supposed to do. But look where I am today. So if somebody tells you that, like, you have stories that you guys can use. But regardless, like, use your own story too, and just know that if I could do it, anybody could literally do it. If Racer could do it, anybody could do it. If X was able to do it, anyone you guys can do it. Everybody's been able to just kind of, we're all given the same website. We're all given the same platform. So what is stopping you from being bigger than what you are? What is stopping you from making sure that you grow this to a level? In my phone, Xavier's put in his name on my phone is PSVP. The day I met him, that he put my phone in as VP Natalie Rodriguez. I hope he changed that by now, because we got to go higher now. But I had saved his as PSVP, so we were just kind of claiming that. But guys, like, just having that vision, just coming in here and just really giving it your all. Like, are you guys really giving this your all, or are you just kind of riding the wave? Like, if you're riding the wave, you're not gonna, like, even surfers don't just ride the wave. They get on the wave and they still gotta, like, do their thing. I don't really know the whole logistics of it, but they still gotta swim up to it, and they gotta make sure that they're ready and they're going, right? And so sometimes that wave can crash you down, and that's fine. What do? They get back up, they get right back on that wave. So get right on that wave, guys, and go work for it. You're never gonna be able to get that, like, what is it, so hanging 10 or whatever. You're never gonna be able to get that if you don't actually put in the work. And so the reason we were able to make this happen is because corporate was like, hey, listen, we could do X, Y, and Z, but you got to be in charge of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then again, all over again, and 1, 2, 3, all that fun stuff. And so we decided to just kind of come in, do it, just do it scared, whatnot. I mean, events are my forte, but it's really cool because one thing I didn't say in my presentation was that 14 years ago, I used to work as a supervisor at the DCU Center. So I used to work and I used to run those functions. I used to make sure that those functions were all set. And I used to watch other people speak, multiple conferences, events, and all kinds of stuff I watched there when I worked there. So it's pretty cool to be on the other end, seating on the other side of the seat, to actually host an event of this magnitude. So guys, never give up on the things that you want to do, on your dreams. If this is something, why did you get started? Figure it out. And if this is something that you're really truly committed to, let's give this last push. The 5-week volume month starts on Sunday. So let's give this your all, because this is going to be the last month of the year. So how are you going to end this year off? How are you going to start your momentum for 2022? Don't wait until your 2022 to start your New Year's resolution. Start that right now. We're still in the 12 weeks of Christmas. We're getting together, and stay unified with your team, because if there's one thing this weekend taught us, was definitely unity is going to be the key. But giving shout outs from like corporate guys, that's huge. Relentless is definitely on the map. And I know we're definitely going to capitalize on that. So thank you so much, Raisa, Rob, my whole team majority over here in Worcester, my entire team, like shout out to you guys. You guys helped out big time, and everybody else that volunteered to help and actually came through. I really appreciate you guys for doing everything that you guys did to help me out with all the small little tasks and stuff this weekend, and all the presenters, the leadership team for coming up and just training and all of that. So guys, get ready, because we're about to continue to like work. We're not coasting, we're swimming. So get ready to start swimming, y'all.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Of course, due to time's sake, look, we would not keep you on here if it wasn't for something powerful. So I know that this training is going to make up, if it was that you missed anything, or even if you were there, the training was so powerful that we just, the leadership team discussed it and said, we need to bring this man back up in front of all those who will receive this and learn. He has as well topped the charts repeatedly. He's been an example in so many levels. And I'm still blown away, Natalie. How is it you're too young to have had a position 14 years ago at the TCU that now you watch that? But I caught that though. I caught that. I think that's amazing. But truthfully, that event and this training to come, I'm gonna have some updates for us at the end. But trust me, when you stick on and when you stay plugged in and stick it out, it ends up being worth it. So please give all of your undivided attention to our trainer for tonight. As I said, and as we've said, he's already been powerful in what he's done so far this weekend. He blessed us with some incredible training. I know it was a first for me to hear, and I know the value, how he's gonna deliver this is next to none. So please, again, give all of your undivided attention to learn from and grow with Vice President, Mr. Rob Santiago. Can you hear me? I see you.
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, you got it. Take it away.
Good, man. First of all, let's give it back to God, right? For putting us in this position to be able to bless so many people. It was a blessing, man. This weekend, that's how I want to recap it in the word. It's just a big blessing to be a part of the movement, to see the growth from the beginning. That picture that X put up at the end, like I try my hardest not to cry, man. He almost cracked me. But seeing all of that was huge. Huge shout out to Natalie. Huge shout out to Raisa. I'm so proud of both of y'all, man. I seen both of y'all start, and to see where you guys are now, I'm just extremely proud. Just to be there, be around, be a part of it, and to see you ladies grow the way that you did and come together in that city, man, and just really blow it up. And shout out to our mentor. Without him, we wouldn't be here. We never would have made that connection. That flight to Massachusetts, that time, that sacrifice, we didn't even have the money to go up there. People don't know that. It was 3 men stood in a 1-bedroom hotel room, and they gave me the room because I snore the loudest. Ain't that crazy? Shout out to X for being humble beginners for real, man. And shout out to Nathaniel, dog. I think he's a part of my family, bro. He sounds just like me, 17 years old, raised by women. That kid's he's the Hispanic Mark Zuckerberg on the come up. I see him already, man. And he came fresh on this call. Like, shout out to him with this shirt and tie. Like, he killing it. But what we're here to do, we're here to bring back this training. This is the first time training that was done. I was told that I do pretty well with offline recruiting. That's what the streets say, supposedly. So I had to put this training together at last minute, but it came out pretty awesome. Let me see if I can share my screen. Give me 1 second so I could be able to pull it up. Give me 1 second, guys. And then we'll jump right into it. You should be able to see it. I'll keep it short when it comes to my story. A lot of you guys, y'all were on the training on, if it wasn't last Tuesday, I think it was last Tuesday I did the training too. Went over my story. If you guys don't know, I was born in Puerto Rico. That's my mom over there, me and the guitar. No, I don't play the guitar. I wish I did, but that's a young Rob Santiago in Puerto Rico, moving to East Harlem, New York. That's my family to my right. Some of my cousins, Rich, Brandon, who's a sales director with our company now, my little cousin, Erica, or big cousin. And that was Rob Santiago at the time. This is where I grew up. I'm from Spanish Harlem originally. I've been there since I was a kid. You know, I grew up in this city. Everybody who knows about Harlem or New York, obviously it wasn't the best environments, but we made the best. You know, our parents did what they could to make ends meet, to put food on the table. I went through it with my moms, man. Like, I'm an only child of a single parent. You know, my mom went through cancer, stage 3, 7 surgeries, 6 to 8 chemotherapies. Like, we went through all of that in the mix of me getting started with this business. I was still going through it with my mom at that time. Separation with my kids' mom. Those are my 2 little babies in the picture. That was my world at the time. You know, my family has grown since then. I do have a wife now and another son, but I made a decision. I made a decision about 2 to 3 months after getting started with this company. I got started around this time. So I know I want to touch base on that real quick about a discouragement. There's a lot of people that didn't make it through the season. So pat yourself on the back for being here right now, because making it through the season in the industry is sticking and staying is who's going to get that pay. There's a lot of people that gave up too early this year, throughout this year. And for the individuals that are on here right now, congratulations, man, because when I made it through this season, I actually, looking back at the numbers, I went to my first event October 21st of 2017, and I wasn't an agent. I actually signed up December 23rd of 2017. Follow-up is key. I'm that individual that wasn't looking for the income. I was making a good 40, 50,000 a year. Even though I wasn't that happy, as you see in the picture, I was ready to get out of work, man. But I made a decision after 90 days of being a part of this company to become my own boss and just go after it, you know, following the footsteps of my senior vice president, Alfred Nixon, Xavier, you know, Ashton, Nicola Smith-Jackson at the time. And they really inspired me to really go out there and make this happen. So I can't thank them enough for paving the way. But because of that decision, so many things happen. Like this picture all the way to the left, I actually posted that one up on purpose because that's the room. That's the room where it started in mass. Like, that was where we flew into. We expected that room to be packed out, and there was 2 people in there. And I salute my mentor. I salute Raisa and myself and Roberto that day, because we were excited about that client that we closed, right? It's a different perspective when you see it that way. Somebody could have been like, man, we only had 2 people and 1 got started. What a failure. Another perspective of a leader is to be like, man, what a success, because we closed half the room. All it took was 1 enrollment to start what happened this past weekend. So again, a huge salute to my wife, man. I could get on here and get emotional about how excited and proud I am from day one. I still have the messages when she was going field trainer, and just always wanted to be a support to that organization. I'm a stepfather to like 2,500 plus agents in that market. I appreciate everything that you guys do for our family. Genuinely, from me personally, if you guys never heard that, just thank you for everything that you guys do. It takes a whole army to make what happened happen, but it started with 1 decision. And that decision for me becoming my own boss led to so many other blessings down the way, guys. I was in my title. After 90 days of being in this company, I hit the regional sales director position. Huge blessing. I don't even know who that Rob was in that 90 days. And Natalie hit it on the head. When your back is against the wall, different type of beasts come out. It really show who you are as a person. Me losing rights to my kids, them moving away an hour, me becoming a possible father on the weekends only, put my back against the wall to really go after this thing. And what's crazy is that I had some success early, took off, and for 26 months, I was at that regional sales director title developing. So if you at your title right now, it's been a month and you ain't hit your next one. 2 months, it's been your next one. 6 months, you ain't hit your next one. A year, you haven't hit it. 2 years, you haven't hit it. Stay committed. Because think about what if I would have gave up on that 26 month? What if I would have never did another event? Natalie watched her for 2 years almost before she got started. What if we would have gave up prior to that time? Somebody, your next VP is watching you. Your next VP is in your stories right now. Your next VP is on your comments and you don't even know. They're on your page right now. They're watching the steps that you make. So stay conscious of that. Because of the decision that I made, not only did I walk away from corporate America, but anything in my life that I ever wanted came true. I became a vice president close to my 3rd year in this company. I didn't do it in 6 days. I didn't do it in 2 weeks like you hear some testimonies. I fought for that. 3 years of hard work to get that title. What if it takes you 3? What if it takes you 4 or 5? I didn't care if it took me 5 years to make that. Because at 5 years with Bank of America, 5 years with AMSCA, I was nowhere close to the success that we have in this business. To be able to be an R&R Club earner is an honor. I don't take it for granted. To be a vice president, I honor that title because it took a lot to get there. To now be a husband, to now be a homeowner, to now be able to have my 6-figure ring, all the things that I didn't experience and I watched everybody else before me walk up. And I celebrated for every single person. Don't let that pass you. Celebrate for every single person if you winning or not, because your time is coming. And when your time is coming, you're going to want everybody to celebrate your win. So make sure that you're celebrating theirs in advance, because trust me, it comes around. And I'm super grateful for this company. I'm super grateful for the people around me, what it's been able to do, the experiences now, the cars, the lifestyle, everything that we always dreamed of. And it's just the beginning. What we created in 4 years, think about another 3 to 4 years from now, how this thing is going to be. When we started, there wasn't even a pinnacle title. There was no R&R Club earners. There was maybe like 1 to 3 in the whole company. Vice presidents, that was like a pinnacle leader. A sales director to us was one of the highest titles. So honor it. Some of you guys look at your sales director title right now and you don't honor it. You treat it like it's a small title. Every title past agent is a huge accomplishment. Understand that. Field trainer is the first big one. Sales director is massive. Honor that. You can make tons of money as sales director. And obviously getting to that VP title is a prestige title, man. But what I want to talk to you guys about is how I was able to get that. I'm not the one to stay behind the camera and behind the phone, the computer online. No disrespect, it's a huge part of our business. But me, I love meeting new people. I love being in the trenches. That's how we started this thing. There wasn't no online. There wasn't no shout outs. There wasn't no documents and webinars. We were out in the trenches meeting people. We were out there meeting strangers, going to restaurants, going to the mall, taking our time and making the investment and not even knowing we was ever going to connect with somebody. So if you guys are excited about seeing this training right now, about hearing some more info, put some flames in the chat. I want to make sure y'all still awake, that I didn't put y'all to sleep with my story, right? I didn't get too deep with it. I'm not trying to get emotional here, but this thing takes nights, man. It takes a long time. Everybody wants the title and the money that comes with it, but the responsibility, are you really ready to put that on your shoulders to carry a team, to carry a legacy, right? So let's jump into it. One of the first things that I want to talk to you guys about is appearance. When you walk out that door, when you get on a webinar, when you out there, your first impression is so important. You guys ever heard that before? First impressions are everlasting. People will remember you, good or bad, based off of the first time they meet you. So when you go out into the trenches, be intentional. Don't go out there looking like a nightmare, trying to sell a dream, like Ashton says. You out here trying to sell a dream looking like a nightmare. Don't go out there doing that. You never know. Just going to the corner store, just going to the gas station, and you think you're only going to take 5 to 10 minutes to go and make that happen and come right back home. You could meet your next vice president at that gas station. You just never know who's going to be around you. How will that person remember your presence after the first time? So what I recommend is that you start building that business attire. Guys, I love my hats. I love my boots. I love my jeans. I'm a New Yorker at heart. But you have to play the part. You have to dress the part. You don't see a doctor in a hospital wearing a fitted cap and Timbs. You don't see a bank manager wearing, you know, some different sneakers and some jeans. No, they're playing a role. They play a part. A firefighter wears a uniform. A cop wears a uniform. A lawyer wears a certain, like, you get where I'm going with. As a financial leader in the industry, you got to play the part. Business casual at best. Obviously, if you go into an event, dress to impress, man. It doesn't have to be something crazy expensive. Don't get intimidated by these leaders when they got red bottoms on and the Gucci on and this on and that on. And you like, man, I can't do what they doing because of the money that they make. And don't get discouraged by that. I've been in this company 4 years. I never bought a pair of red bottoms. I've been in this company 4 years. I barely got any designer clothes. Yo, H&M is one of my favorite spots. $12 dress-up shirts, $12 pants. Like, the shoes that I wore to the event this week was like $40. Make it look good. Make it look good. I'm here to relate to some people. Go out there and make something inexpensive look expensive. Go out there and ball on a budget, right? Don't put yourself in a hole trying to be something that you're not. Don't fake it till you make it. And now the money that you could have invested in your business, you wasted on a $400 belt that's not getting you no enrollments. The appearance of something. Again, take what I'm saying clearly, because a lot of people think that they're not at a certain level because they don't dress a certain way. They don't have to be like that. If you look at our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, Alfred Nixon, in one of his first pictures, he had a full Walmart outfit on in the living room, and he was still grinding it out. Showing the events, showing the information to people from living room to living room. And that's what I wanted to talk about next. Where do you find people? This is a question that I get all the time. I get this all the time from new agents, Rob, especially when they're ready to sign up. Rob, where do you find enrollments? Where do you find these customers and agents all the time? Bro, everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's an opportunity. Did you guys know that the US population is over 333 million people? You talk to 5 people and you think you spoke with everybody. You spoke with 10 or 20 people, you think you spoke with how many? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard somebody say, I spoke with everybody. And nobody wants to sign up. I spoke with 100 potential customers and all of their credit is bad and nobody wants to get started. Right? 0 for 100. Look, Nathaniel put mad ones. He's not even in the business yet and he's heard it. Right? Think about that. So you haven't. None of us have. Not even Alfred, not even Ashton. None of us have spoken to everybody. That's why I put the little smiley face, because I know you have it. Right? Think about where you can find individuals. Gas stations. Every time I tell Rice I'm going to the gas station and I'm going to be right back in 30 minutes, calls back. She knows what time it is. She's looking at me crazy right now. She knows exactly what's happening at the gas station. She knows it didn't take 30 minutes to fill the tank. I met somebody. I'm talking with somebody about the business, right? Ubers. I love Ubers. How many times you take an Uber in a different city? How many people been to a convention or event outside of Florida where we at and got to jump in an Uber for something? Do you know that they're entrepreneurs too? Do you know most of them have bad credit? And that 10-minute drive, you sitting there quietly, he's sitting there quietly, she's sitting there. You could be having a conversation about the business every single time I touch down in the city and I got to take an Uber. No one's safe. First thing they ask me, and I'm going to do more role playing with y'all so y'all can hear how I do this. What you flying in for? Right? You ever heard that before? Hey, they pick you up at the airport. What you in for? Business, pleasure, what you... Man, we run a credit restoration company. I always find a way to put that in. Man, look, I'm traveling to Massachusetts because we run a nationwide credit restoration company. We helping people fix their credit. We came out here to train some individuals and put them on track to financial freedom. What do you do outside of Uber? Oh man, have anybody ever hear an Uber driver that does real estate? You ever hear an Uber driver that manages a finance department at a dealership? I have. Ain't it crazy to hear that? A banker who's doing Uber, how many people you guys know? The malls, I love it. Even though I don't got the biggest shopping habit, but I'll go and act like I'm buying something. And what's the first thing you do when you go into a store and you're at the mall and you're trying to shop for something? What they ask you? Hey, you need help with anything? You ever heard that before? Ladies, gentlemen, you ever hear that? Yo, you need help with something? Most of you guys will be like, no, I'm okay, thank you, and continue to shop. But Rob is going to be like, man, thank you so much for asking. This has been my third store, and you're the first person who asked me if I needed help. What's your name? You see where I'm going, where I'm starting conversation at? Man, your name is John. John, nice to meet you, man. How long you been working here? While I'm shopping. Man, I've been here for 5 years. Man, you like it? You got great energy. What do you do outside of here? The average person works 2 to 3 jobs. You only got one. Yeah, this is all I do. Well, if you're looking for an extra income, man, I would love somebody like you on my team. What's a good phone number where we could talk later outside of work? I don't want to get you in trouble in front of your manager. Again, thank you for looking out for me. I'm good right now. I don't need no help. You see where I went with that? I didn't say nothing about the business, what we make. I didn't vomit out the mouth. Talk about the 12 services and how much it costs. Some of us, the minute that we get that opportunity, we vomit out the mouth and talk about everything. Restaurants. I love restaurants. This is a huge example. X taught me this, and he don't even remember. He's learning it from the training. I remember waiters coming up and waitresses coming up, and Xavier would be like, I need to speak with your manager. Think about anybody do that? Like become a waiter or a waitress for a restaurant? Anybody do that? Put a 1 in the chat if you've done that before. Had to serve tables. When somebody asks for the manager, oof, man, that's the wrong question. It don't matter what you work at. They ask for the manager, you're like, oh man, what did I do? Oof, you sweating? Right? I'm sweating right now. I don't even got a job no more. Yo, what do you do? What did I do? Now you bring that manager over and be like, man, I want to congratulate Natalie. She's doing a fantastic job. Like she's been taking care of us world class. I don't know what y'all doing for her and y'all taking care of her the right way, but y'all better take care because somebody's going to scoop her up. And that manager's like, bro, I walked over here thinking you was going to complain. That waiter or waitress is like, bro, I thought you was going, I was about to get fired. You don't think that waiter or waitress is willing to hear what you got to say after you just complimented their day? That's a huge nugget, man. We do that all the time. I love it. Excluding I get people getting sing happy birthday at restaurants a lot. So be careful if you come with me to a restaurant. But I'm giving you guys examples, right? I love doing that, by the way. You come to me with a restaurant, it's not your birthday, you might get a cake. You just don't know what's going to happen, right? Dealerships, airports, networking events, churches, everywhere you go, there is an opportunity. What's happening is that we're walking past people. You don't walk past 3 or 4 vice presidents in your business already. Don't let the fear of having conversation with people stop you. Money only comes from one place. It ain't animals. It ain't plants. People. People create money. We the only people who spend money. So if you don't talk with nobody, how much money you think you're making? Closed mouths don't get fed. So I get it sometimes. Who's on here is an introvert, right? Is that the person that doesn't speak with people? Right? They don't speak with nobody. Oh man, I just stay quiet to myself. I don't speak with nobody. Any of you guys out there? Right? Somebody picked up their hand. Look, they're raising their hands and everything. You got to get past that. You got to be able to go out there, overcome those fears and go talk with those people because, again, money only coming from one place. Confidence and posture is huge. Natalie joked on X a little bit. I can't really reiterate how she did it at the event. But she was like, think about our senior vice president. You know how much swag this man's got, right? He'll get 3 shape-ups a week if he has to. Shout out to our SVP. But imagine him walking up to a ladies, and just super shy, head down. Hey, how are you? Natalie did it way better. No posture, right? Or that confidence coming out, that relentlessness coming out. You could tell that difference. You got to understand, man, you got to have a posture in you right now, understanding that 8 out of 10 people that we look in the eyes need what we have. 8 out of 10 people who walk the earth with you in the United States need what we have. So how do you just break the ice and find out if they're one of those 8 people? That's all I do. For fellas, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult. Sorry, guys. We got to do what we got to do, right? Ladies, that's probably why y'all 82% 6-figure earners. Y'all just kill it with the swag. Well, that's a little difficult. I can't walk up to a guy and be like, yo, cute shoes. I can't, you know what I mean? Like I can't walk up and be like, man, your haircut looks cute, right? No, it's probably the wrong way to approach another dude. But how can you go and approach another man? For the fellas, boss man, yo, you look like a sharp dude. I had to come over here and ask you, you look super successful. What is it that you do for a living? You think somebody's not going to tell you? Especially that person that you're scared to go up to because they do look like a lawyer or super sharp or a network mark. They look like they played a part. How many people see a person with a suit and a tie? And they're like, yo, I'm not talking with them. They're too successful. I'm not talking with them. I don't know what they do, but I don't even have the right clothes on to talk to this person. I know it's true because I've been there. But having that posture and that confidence to go out and have that conversation with people, you just never know. The next one, hey, I had to stop and ask you, where you got your haircut at? They did their thing, man. My name is Rob. What's your name? Confidence. One of my favorite is, what do you do outside of here? Especially at restaurants. When I meet people, every city I go to, if there's a waiter, and if you've gone out with me, you've seen me do this before. I build relationships and rapport throughout the time. And I love to ask people what they do outside of work. That question is gold. Like, it's super gold. Most people are like, nothing. So you got time on your hands because the average person got 2 to 3 jobs and they don't got time. You only got 1 job. You got time on your hands, especially complimenting them on their energy. Man, you got great energy. What do you do outside of here? That right there alone, game changer. What's the number where we can talk when you're free? I don't want to have this conversation in front of your manager. That person's probably thinking about quitting their job right now. You don't know. You don't know if they're treating them right. You don't know what they're going through, if they're making good money and they're not living the way that they want to live. Having that conversation is super important. So this one right here, this last one at the bottom, if you could take a screenshot, please do that. Because that question has got me so many phone numbers. And you got to have posture. Hey, yo, what are you doing? What do you do outside of work? Yo, look, type your phone number in. I got the keypad out for you. Type it in, put your number. I'm going to text you. We're going to talk outside of here. Here's the phone. They're not going to turn it away. Again, here's another one. Here's another example that I have. Hey there, can I ask you something? You ever just run up to somebody random? Some of y'all don't. I've been at the mall with some of y'all, and it's like when it's your turn to do it, y'all freeze up. Y'all get scared. But this is some of just the dialogue that I utilize. Hey there, can I ask you something? First of all, sorry to bother you. My name is Rob. I don't know what your name is. John, perfect. It's nice to meet you. I actually run a credit restoration company. I'm helping a lot of people get into cars and houses. Do you know anyone at the moment with less than perfect credit that needs help? And if you can't think of anyone right now, can we exchange some info? Can I give you my information? So if somebody comes to mind, you could send them my way. I just want to help more people. Somebody's going to either be like, no, I'm good. Or they're going to be like, yeah, absolutely. I know some people who need the help. Let me get your info. We're going to lead into how we're going to do that next. But for the ladies, I think it's easy for y'all. I'm sorry. Again, I think it's easier. I've seen it way too many times. I follow Erica Sanford. If you don't follow her, she's the Hey Boo Queen, right? I got my wife over here. They get a compliment even from guys about her nails. It's kind of weird sometimes. It's crazy. Like I've seen a guy in Boston compliment her on her nails. I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. All right. But it's easier for the girls to be like, yo, what's good, girl? Them nails. How many times have you said that to a girl? Yo, your hair looks good. The shoes, the purse, whatever it is. It's easier for you. Yo, that dress, where you got it from? Yo, man, I need that color. Bro, there's a million ways to do it. For the ladies, I think it's easier. You just got to go out and do it. Have the conversations with people, right? When you're not from the area, it's perfect. I love when I'm in a new city. Most people like, I don't know nobody. Some of y'all complain because y'all in a city that don't got nobody else that's repping the company. Don't got no other leaders. And you're like, oh man, I'm all by myself over here. Please drop me off in a city that nobody knows me. I have more fun over there in that city, meeting new people all day, telling them that I'm not from there. Some of y'all are scared to say that. Oh, like they're going to come out. I ain't scared of nobody coming after me. I'm not from here. I need to learn about the area. I need to make some new friends. I'm telling you, no one is safe. If you know me, no one is safe. You talk to everybody, 0 people. If you speak with 0 people, you're going to get 0 result. So what is the mission when you're having this conversation with people? What do most of you guys do when you finally get somebody's interest and start piquing the interest? You start speaking with people. And what's one of the first things that they do? You got a business card, right? Anybody ever heard that? Hey, you got a business card? Your mission is to collect contact info, not give it. Let me correct a lot of us. Your mission is to collect contact information, not give your contact information to somebody. You need to collect name, phone number, social media platform. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's on the phone. I don't know how many people still looking at emails. I don't. Name, phone number, social media. Whatever social media platform you're most successful at, leverage that one. Why? You're going to go show somebody your Instagram and you only got 40 followers on it? Or you're going to show somebody your Facebook that you got 4,000 friends? Make sense? So when they ask for business cards, I get so many agents all the time. Yo, Rob, I got my business cards. I done paid $40, $50, $100. We done got 1,000 business cards. I'm ready to drop. Listen what Rob did. When I got my first business cards, I was hyped. I was like, oh yeah. I'm a professional. I got my picture on this thing. I done put it on every car in the parking lot. I done put it in the doors. I done left it at the mall. I done left it places. I done gave it to people. Hey, look, I run credit restoration company. If you need help, call me. Hey, look, yo, this is my business card. I run a credit company. You should call me if you need help. If you know anybody you need help, here's my business card. Here's my business card. How many business cards you done gave out in a day? And nobody call you? How? Why? You know where them business cards ended up? In the garbage. Tell me if I'm speaking facts or not. I don't know. There's a new training. Maybe it's not working. No one's safe. I see some flames. All right, we're going good. The business cards for me, I don't like them. I really don't. Is it good to have some? Yes. You go into a networking event and they need to put a card in the bucket, something like that. Have one available. But me, I don't really like them. Why? I'd rather do electronic. How many business cards do you have in your pocket right now? None. Check your wallet. Possibly none. Unless you hoard stuff in your purse. I'm not going to judge you. Right? But most people get their business cards and they chuck them or they throw them in a box and they save them with the rest of the people that give them business cards to the business card club box. And it goes in there. The electronic business card, for the people who don't know what that is. Listen, and people ask me, hey, Rob, you got a business card? I said, man, I don't do business cards. I do it like with posture. I do electronic. And they're like, what's that? What's an electronic business card? I'd be like, what's your phone number? I'm going to send it to you. They'd be like, okay. 727. Oh, perfect. It's on its way. Did you get it? Yeah, I got it. I'm the 727 number, the 902. You got it? Yeah, I got it. It's a picture of my business card. So buy your business card, take a nice, beautiful picture of it, keep it in your app as your electronic business card, and collect contact information and send that to them. What are you doing? You collecting their phone number. You're verifying that they gave you the right number. How many people got given the wrong number before? Fellas, don't lie. You done got the wrong phone number before because they was like, I ain't dealing with you. Ladies, I don't know. I don't know if y'all get wrong phone numbers, but I know gentlemen, it happens. How do you avoid that? How do you confirm? Because right now, the chances of me giving you my business card and you calling me are very 0 to 20%, if that. But what is the chances of me calling you if I got your contact info? 100%. Text a picture of your Facebook profile or your business card. You got the number, you confirm that they got it. Now you make a note in your contacts of where you met that person. There's been times that I collected 10 phone numbers in a day, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know where I met this person. I forgot. Small note of where you met that person to give yourself the awareness of where you met them so you remember. So these examples, right? Doña Rosa, if anybody got a Doña Rosa at the church that you got a chance to speak with, right? Travis from the barbershop. I meet people everywhere. Here are some examples, if I could show it on the screen. This was me going to Massachusetts, probably like 3 or 4. Look, October 14th, it shows it on here. We were getting a rental car. Raisa was at the front. There was a gentleman standing behind her who's talking with the guy. Me. You renting a car, we renting a car. There's a reason you renting a car. There's a reason we renting a car. We waiting here. So we just gonna wait here quietly, or am I gonna speak with the guy here? There's an opportunity. Conversation. Hey, yo, nah, man, we just flew in from Tampa. We out here in we run a credit restoration company. Just conversation. Ended up collecting that man's phone number. You see how I talk with them. Hey, look, this is Rob, credit repair company. Josh, it's nice to meet you. Good looks, bro. Looking forward to meeting with you. What's the first thing I send them? My Facebook. Why? It's professional. It's clean. They got me with a suit, my logo. When they look at Rob Santiago on Facebook, you can look back for 4 years and see my consistency. He caught me in a pair of Timbs and some sweatpants. Now, the next one was a restaurant, which we didn't have the best experience there because there was somebody drunk acting up. Rob almost got out of character. But because of this waiter, great energy, happens to be an Xavier, right? Shout out to the X's in the world. And this man came out, great energy. He ended up being from Puerto Rico. While we eating food, I'm like, hey, man, what's your name? Oh, it's Xavier. I'm like, wow, my mentor's name is Xavier. I love Xaviers. Where you from? Man, I'm from Puerto Rico. I said, wow, we're from Puerto Rico. Let him go do his thing. Bring us our drinks, bring us food when we're leaving. Xavier, thank you so much for your help, man. You got great energy. Rob, you want a bag for your food? Yeah, man, actually, if you could go grab that for me. And when you come back, I want to talk to you real quick. What's up? Here's your bag. Bro, what do you do outside of work? Man, this is what I do full time, but I'm looking for some other jobs. Why? You hiring? You see that? That was the question that he asked me. What, you hiring? See a bunch of people with suits at the table? I said, well, we run a credit restoration. I'm sitting with some top solar reps right here. I feel like the energy that you got, and if you coachable, well, let's connect information. Let me give you a contact number. Put your number in my phone. I'm gonna shoot you a text right now. And when you get out of work, I know it's late right now, but tomorrow we'll catch up and I'll talk a little bit about some opportunities we have for you. That's simple. I didn't go over the protection plan. I didn't talk about how detailed, how much it costs. I didn't go into how many services. I didn't go into none of that. Guess what? 11 o'clock at night, send them my Facebook. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. Likewise, it was a pleasure meeting you guys too. I confirm contact information. So I challenge you, just like I did in Mass. I challenge you, make a goal to meet 10 new people. This one, since it's Tuesday, between now and Saturday, make it 50. Make it 50 new people that you connect with. Because I did some coaching calls today with some of my leaders, and they're showing the same information to the same people looking for a different result. 300 people, 400 people, they've been posting all year to the same. You're not adding nobody in you. There's no new eyes. You need some strangers that are going to support you. Forget the friends and family. No disrespect. You need some strangers that you could go out and help. So your business could continue to grow and exchange info. I caught Jordan in the restaurant giving his business card to someone. Super proud of him. But at the same time, I was like, Jordan, did you collect his contact? Here to coach y'all. I get excited when I see you guys engaging with people, but if you're doing all of that and you're not collecting the contact info, it's like going to the gym for 3 hours and leaving and eating 4 burgers. You done worked out for no reason. You done came out the gym and sweated it off, and you done put all the fat right back in your body. It's the same thing when you give out a business card, you don't collect no info from somebody. You done did the effort, you don't talk with them, you done built a little small rapport, and you don't got nothing back, and you're expecting, hoping and praying that that person is gonna call you. And as soon as they leave that restaurant, as soon as they leave where they remembered you, if not, they threw your business card away, or they forgot by the time of the end of the night. Again, I'm here talking off experience. So don't go out there trying to get people and sell people. Go out there and build relationships with people. Read as the answer. If your business is struggling right now, you're not recruiting enough. You're not. If you feel like, yo, you need new momentum, you need to recruit more. But not only does it stand for recruiting is the answer, but it's relationship. Relationship is the answer. Why we get so many enrollments? Because I build relationships with people everywhere I go. My first impression with people is always good everywhere I go. Helpful, polite, kind, like how Nathaniel was talking. Letting the ladies cut you in the line for food. Nathaniel, we gotta talk about that because you ain't let me cut and I was hungry. All right. But I'm saying you gotta go out there and just be polite to people. I used to talk with my RSD, Bianca Baez, and be like, all we gotta do is just go out and be nice to people. Don't be an a-hole. Just go out there and smile. How you doing? What's your name? Like, people forget to do the basics because we caught behind this. We caught behind the computer and the phone. Go out there, build relationships. Go out there, build connections with people. Relate with people. Compliment people. Make people smile. Make people laugh. And when I'm telling you, collect info, become a master of that. A master of collecting info, guys. If you go and do that and you apply the things that I'm teaching you right now, there's no reason why you can't collect 50 new phone numbers to people that don't know who you are. They got a great first impression. They're like, man, this person does great. I love their energy. I would love to talk with you more about business. So right now, if you feel like you're struggling, that's probably when you out and about, your appearance looks crazy. You out here just giving your business cards to people. You're not collecting that information. Go out there, take your online prospects offline. Build online, take them offline. And when you meet offline, introduce them to your online. It's a back and forth switch. I meet people offline and I introduce them to my online life so they can see it's the same. And if I meet you online, I'm trying to meet you offline because so I can show you that I'm real and I'm not just a fake page out there. Both ways is important. But at the end of the day, if you're not recruiting, you're not building. So again, man, I want to leave you guys with that. For the sake of time, I try to keep it as short as possible. I thank you guys for the opportunity. Again, shout out to the whole team and what we just did. And stay tuned to what's happening in Tampa. What's going to happen in January, February, when we bring this home, 10X. Right now, what I wanted to talk about more, make sure you guys are logged in and registered to GoPro too. Let's not forget about that event in December. Right now, that's the next event. And network marketing, you're going from event to event to event, promoting this event. Right now, we left Massachusetts on fire. We all need to go into this GoPro, pens and papers out, ready to attack 2022, because the year is over by the time we know it. The end of the month is here. We got one last volume month to show out in 2021 and leave everything behind, plus the excuses, and go into 2022 ready to receive the overflow that God got ready for us. So again, man, God bless y'all. Myra, I'll give it back to you. Shout out to the whole Relentless team. Thank you for always letting me come up here and bless us.
Thank you so much, Rob. We appreciate the training, and a huge shout out to everybody that stayed plugged in. We know it's been a little more extended than what anticipated. I will share recordings as we usually do, but you know, it's kind of hard to contain it when there's just so much passion and so much genuine emotion behind what is shared. Again, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Reza, Natalie, Xavier, always, and Nathaniel for coming on and blessing us. Now, quick updates, real quick updates. Listen, Glory Days, which has been taken up by our Vice President, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, and mainly David Marquez, our Executive Vice President, as a PBR location. For Thursdays is a change this week. It'll actually be going down tomorrow, Wednesday, okay? So Thursday was not the date for this week. It's gonna go down tomorrow, Wednesday, so invite just as you normally would. Glory Days, those are for those residing in Tampa or the surrounding area. It's in the Carrollwood area on North Del Mabry Highway. I know that Dr. Bogarty shared the flyer. It's the same, again, 7:30 tomorrow. It will not be happening this Thursday. Another update as well. This Sunday, I'm actually blessed with the ability to do a presentation and an overview with our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Moreau, in Tampa at Whiskey North. Now, the reason that's, a pretty big deal is because of the location. The venue itself is huge. It's going to be more of a networking event. There's other things going on, but he and I will actually be doing a presentation, an overview of both the client and the agent opportunity at 12. You can arrive before then. There is a football game on Sunday, so any fanatics, you can actually make it a little bit more fun, hopefully relieving any of the awkwardness with inviting someone out. Because if you have friends that actually like football with you and want to watch the game, go ahead and attend. And again, bring your guests. There is a link for the ticket. I shared it amongst the groups. I can reshare that again, but that's here in the Tampa Bay area. North Del Mabry, Whiskey North is the location. Also marking your calendars for next Saturday, November 20th. We're having our Team Relentless Thanksgiving get together at 2 p.m. We have a flyer that'll be reshared. I'll put it actually on our band calendar for Saturday, so you can always reference that day. But in fact, it's next Saturday, November 20th from 2 to 6, if I'm not mistaken. Just as Rob was saying also, December, the very first weekend of the month, December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that's GoPro. Definitely a major networking event. It will be online, but there's so much power behind that you don't want to miss out. And stepping into the new year, the Jumpstart, right? The Breakthrough Jumpstart event by UWE. You can find the ticket event and information on uweevents.com. This will be held in Dallas, Texas on the 7th and 8th of January. So talk about a way to kick off 2022. We've got a lot coming up, folks. Thank you so much for sticking it out and being plugged in tonight. Trust and believe, just as our leaders have told us, being consistent, staying committed, and pushing through no matter what is what will ultimately get you to that goal and get you to where you deserve to be. So God bless everyone. Again, this will be shared amongst the team, but we definitely want to wrap it up for the night. Thanks for being, consistent and staying plugged in, and thanks to all of our trainers. So God bless everyone. Thank you and have an amazing night. And let's kill it for the rest of this week, closing the month out very, very strong. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.